everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today we are doing my monthly favourites for June because this month has flown by and I've tried so many different products that I'm obviously going to share with you today. So we're just going to kind of get into it. So we're going to start off with kind of like complexion products. I'm going to make my way through the steps of the makeup routine that I tend to do. So the first thing that I want to talk about is like a dupe that I'd wanted to try for so long, and it is the Vitamin Enriched Primer by Primark. So this has been all over the internet and I've been trying my hardest to find it, and I finally found it in one of my Primark. So yeah, this is the Prep and Perfect, and this is meant to be a dupe for the Bobbi Brown moisturizer primer essentially. And you know what, I do really like this, and I do really like the Bobbi Brown one as well. Of course the Bobbi Brown one is 10 times the price as this, but you know what, it's kind of nice. I've always say this, sometimes if you can afford it, sometimes it's really nice to kind of like treat yourself if you can. And I do have the small version of the Bobbi Brown one, which I don't use as often because I don't want to use it up, but now that I have this, it's a really good dupe to kind of like use instead sometimes. So this is only £4.50, and even when I went to the same Primark a few days ago, they still had tons of them there. So if you're on the lookout for it, maybe check in your local Primark just to see if they've restocked it, because every other place is like sold out of it. But I decided to pick it up because it was so kind of sought after and spoken about, and again I do really like it. It's very moisturizing on the skin. I don't really want to compare it to the Bobbi Brown one because I just feel like the price points are very different, and the fact that this is trying to basically copy it, I don't want to shit on either of them because I feel like they're both great in their own way. But I've been really enjoying it. It's a nice kind of primer to use obviously before my makeup, and it does really help the foundation kind of last all day. So yeah, I'm actually really glad I picked this up. When I finish it, I will pick up another one because it is quite affordable. I do want to pick up another, the Bobbi Brown one, but again, I'm holding off on using it just so I don't use it up that quickly. So the next thing I want to talk about is another dupe, but this is not for the Bobbi Brown one. This is the this is the Miracle Cream by Revolution, and this is basically duping the Magic Cream by Charlotte Tilbury. So everyone online was going crazy for this and it was selling out non-stop. I don't know why. I mean, Revolution have always been a brand that has been very like here and there. For me personally, I think a lot of their products can be very hit and miss, but I haven't tried much by their pro range. I've tried a couple of their makeup items which I do quite like, and this I actually got part of like a reward. So I know that on Revolution's website, if you buy certain amount of products, they turn into points, and you can either redeem them towards certain items or sometimes for like free shipping or money off your basket, whatever. So I picked this up because again I've wanted to try it and everyone's been raving about it, and it's really really nice. I used it as a primer today. So this look I've done in a TikTok which is coming soon, like probably after I upload this video, but it is just really nice and moisturizing. It, in all honesty, I've tried Magic Cream maybe once or twice, and that is super duper hydrating. This is hydrating, but I don't feel it's as hydrating as the Magic Cream. But again, it's like 10 times the price. So if you do want an alternative that I'm sure many people have spoken about and have been raving about, this is a good alternative if you don't want to break your bank. And I feel like I'm going to use this slowly because I don't want to use it all up, and it's a nice size. I know you can get maybe one more size which is like slightly bigger. I just got this one because it was part of the perk that I got, but I do really enjoy it. I mean, it's basically gonna be supercharged skincare, so it's meant to hydrate, reduce wrinkles, which in all honesty I find a lot of that quite bollocks. Like I used to work in a place that would say like, you know, we're not talking about anti-aging because you can't reverse time, and even though you can have surgery, you can have doing this and look after your skin as much as you can, you know, wrinkles are inevitable, so many things are inevitable like that. You just kind of gotta get on with it. But I feel like having a nice skincare routine does help. So we'll move on to another product. So this is the Elf Liquid Putty Primer, so well, poreless putty primer, and I've used this quite a few times now and I do really enjoy it. When I compare it to the original putty primer, I feel like they are obviously very similar because it's basically the same product but in different ways. I mean, I really used to enjoy the putty primer itself, like the actual in the tube or whatever it was, and now that we have this, I just feel like this is a really nice kind of alternative. It is in like a squeezy tube, so it's kind of sometimes a bit easier to get out, because the one in the pot you would have to either like scrape it, or I would use the brush to kind of use it, and it would get quite dirty very quickly. But this is a nice alternative and it really does sink in the skin, and it does help my foundation last a long time, because when I'm working I'm out of the house for like 10 plus hours every day, so I want my makeup to look as good as it can. But this really helps, and it's actually quite affordable. I think it's like maybe £8, £9, and if you compare it to the other version, I think in the pot version you probably get a lot more product, whereas in this you probably won't get as much, but you only need like the tiniest amount. So let's go on to foundation. So I have 3 different foundations that I tried and that I've been loving. So the first one that I liked, not probably as much as the other 2, was the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation, and this is in the shade 101. And I really love Maybelline's foundations. They do some really great foundations, and I just felt like I wanted to try this, and I do really like it. I think I got it in like a 3 for 2 or something, either in Boots or Superdrug, one of those. But yeah, it's just a nice standard foundation that Maybelline always do, and I've never had any problems with their foundations, and this one is still just as good. And then the next one, out of the 2, you know what, I'm just going to talk, this is in no order, but I've tried the Aroma Beauty by Sharon, this foundation, so many times now, and I really like it. So this is now available in Superdrug, and this is the kind of alternative, like more affordable version of Aroma that you can get in so many different shops now, and this is only £12.99, and this foundation has lasted me like all day. Even when I mentioned when I go to work for like 10 plus hours, I'm running around all day, I'm under lots of lights, and it's just like a bit chaotic, and my foundation really sticks in place. There's such a big like shade selection, so there is definitely a shade for everyone, and I really want to try more products. I need to find another Superdrug that does this brand, because there's only one Superdrug so far that I found, and I just can't be asked to go to that one because it's a bit out of my way. And even if I maybe order online, we'll see, but I've been really enjoying this. So this is the Flawless IRL Skin Perfecting Foundation. So yeah, I just really like it. I think even with I've tried, maybe I've only tried like the lipstick by like the higher end Aroma, and their lipstick is amazing, and now that I've tried this, I cannot wait to try more. So the next foundation that I finally got is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. So I decided to pick this up because I've not tried any of her foundations. I've tried her Flawless Filter, which is nice, but it's not a foundation. So this is in the shade, is it 3? Yeah, 3 Natural, and I really like this as well. It again lasts all day, and you don't even need that much. It feels like there's probably not a lot in here, which is a bit disheartening, because this foundation is not as affordable as any of her, as a couple of her products, because obviously we know her products are not that affordable. Yeah, I got it on the website, and I did get it on my code because I have an affiliate code with them, and basically like I know that at the moment they've got like a sale up and 40% off, which I actually wanted to get like a little set of things, but it had the foundation, and I was like, I've already got the foundation, so I've kind of paused on buying it. But I really like this. All the kind of percentages and all that stuff really doesn't matter to me. I just find it a little bit too much information on this kind of thing, but using the product itself, I really enjoy it, so I really recommend that. The next, we're going to go on to kind of like bronzer, blushes and highlight, which I don't actually have a lot of, because for someone like me, I normally have like tons of blushes and stuff to talk about, but I've not really tried much in June. So the first thing I'll talk about is the MUA Bronzed this is really good, and this is like only £6.50 or £5 or whatever. And I have the shade Butterscotch, and they came out with about maybe 4 or 5 shades, and I really like how creamy it is and how easy it blends out. And everyone is coming out with like a cream bronzer. Like I know Jamie Genevieve's brand has just come out with a cream bronzer, and all these other brands are coming out with them, which I really want to try, which is odd because like this time last year I never used the bronze as much as I actually do now, because I feel like it's kind of like a nice little step that I do, even though you don't need them, like you don't need a lot. I really like this, and yeah, it's a good favorite. And then the last thing in the kind of blush highlight area is the Pat McGrath little trio that I got. So this is in, has it got a name to it? But it's basically like her trio, and I mentioned in the video that I did recently testing out like another more of her products, that this one I had wanted to try for so long because her blushes look absolutely stunning. So this is a little trio, which is the Divine Blush and Glow Trio in Amber Allure, and it comes with the 2 blushes and highlighter. These blushes are amazing. They are so pigmented that I tapped in once and I had to like blend out onto both of my cheeks because it was just too much. And even the highlighter is really gorgeous. I only got this because it was in a sale. I actually mentioned in my video that I would not be picking up something like this at full price because, again, it's too damn expensive. Like there's so many brands out there that I feel that just take the piss when it comes to their price, and I feel like Pat McGrath is definitely one of them, regardless of the quality being really good. For me, I cannot afford a full price item like this, but because it was on sale, I think it was like half price if that, and I was just like, I need to try it. But I really like this. So yeah, that's a nice addition. And now we're going to go on to eyeshadow palettes. So sticking with Pat McGrath, I'll talk about the Nirvana palette that I got at the same time as purchasing the trio. So this is, what is this called properly? This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana palette. So again, I picked this up because it was very affordable compared to what her prices normally are. So this is a really nice selection of kind of like lots of different tones that I love using. So you've got your purples and you've got your reds and you've got your kind of a random green here that is kind of at a place, but all the other shades I really like. These are so pigmented. I know normally I think the palette is like £80+ and I think I got it for about maybe £25 or something like that. I got it for like more than half the price. It is slightly big, like it's massive, but it's really nice packaging and it's quite bougie. So the fact that like I got them together was just really nice kind of like treat for myself, because I don't treat myself a lot. I mean, I feel like these palettes are pretty good quality, and I don't own many Pat McGrath ones. I have a couple, but this one's nice to kind of just get a random array of colours. And so next I'm going to talk about the Be Perfect Gravity palette. I've been using this a lot. Like I've been using this quite a few times. Like I've used it recently on one of my TikToks, and I've used it when I've gone to work and stuff. So it's a bit of a weird palette for me because it's not a colourful palette at all. Like it's completely just like greys and deep tones, and it's just a palette that I felt like I wouldn't buy or even utilize, but it's the opposite. I've really been enjoying this palette, and it's nice to have small palettes because they come out with some absolutely massive palettes. Like the Stacey Marie palettes are stunning, but they're just too big for me to like store somewhere, because this one at least is like a third of the size, and of course their other palettes are not always massive, but I feel like having those larger ones are just such a bit of an inconvenience. But I love the formula of these. They just blend out really nicely. If you do want something that's quite autumnal, like it's not like, it's, I don't know, it's like an autumnal winter palette. I mean, autumnal is very like oranges and stuff like that. This doesn't have any of those shades, but it's still got quite a lot of deep shades that you can use. It's not a summer palette really, because summer palettes are always like so colourful and this and that. This is not it, but the consistency is really good. And then the last palette I want to talk about is the Odin's Eye Jewels and Gem palette. So I got this on the day of release, and I also picked up a pair of earrings that they had part of their collection. And I've been loving this palette. It is so cute. It's like the shade selection is stunning. I mean, they came out with 2 palettes, and this is the one that caught my eye the most, mainly because some of these like deeper tones, which are like, my eyes are just like, I need to buy this palette. I probably haven't used it as much as I probably should have, but I have used it, I'd say, about 3 or 4 times, and I really like it. The packaging is so stunning. Like, all of their palettes just have like the nicest packaging on there, and I even mentioned like the collaborations that they did with a couple of like YouTubers recently. Like, the packaging on those were really cute. I'm just so happy that I picked this up because it's a stunning palette. And the other, I think it's the Solomon 2 palette that I have, really good quality, and this is just as good. So now we have 2 more lip products that I'm going to talk about, and that'll be the video basically. So the first thing I'll talk about is VE Cosmetics. So they came out with some lip glosses recently, and one of the main reasons that I'm talking about this is because this packaging is absolutely stunning. I love kind of gothic like things, so this, like, as soon as I saw this packaging, I was like, I need to get this. It is so stunning. I don't wear lip glosses that often, but this is basically like a duochrome shift. So even inside it's red, but you see specks of green in there as well, and it really is so pigmented. I kind of just want to put some on right now, because at the moment I just got a lipstick on, and I just want to top it off just to show you guys, because it looks different when you kind of put it on. So I'm just going to put it on in the middle. Add like a nice deep kind of feel to it, and again, the packaging is absolutely stunning, and like, I really just want to walk around with this on a necklace and just look completely mad. But they came out with an array of shades, so if this color is not really for you, I think they came out with like a black and a couple of other like lighter tones as well, and this just is so nice. VE Cosmetics are a really nice indie brand, and I'm not just saying that because I have a code with them, but I'm just saying because they're a really nice indie brand. I try so many of their products, and I've done quite a few videos. If you want to see what the brand is like and what the quality of their eyeshadow palettes especially are fantastic, so this is definitely one of my favorites. And then the last thing, this is not a new product, this is just a product that I used quite a lot recently, and it's the Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade, I think it's Miss America. This lasts all day. I honestly, like, again, talk about when I go to work, when I wear makeup. I don't wear makeup that often. I just feel like when I'm in a mood in the morning, I want to like feel pretty, and then I wear this lipstick. Number one, it's a stunning shade, and 2, it lasts all day. I don't even take it with me because I don't need to top it up, and even though when I'm like drinking and eating or things like that, I really don't feel like it's coming off, like it does not budge, and I really want to try more shades. It's just a shame that this lipstick by itself is like £20+, but I got it on Cult Beauty maybe on like a 20% discount or something like that, so I got it at a more affordable price. I really like this formula because I know that this is a quote-unquote new formula which has been out for a while now, but I just haven't tried her stuff in a long time. I really like this, and that's kind of all the makeup and stuff that I've used this month. July is going to be hopefully a good month. I mean, I'm not buying as much as I am normally because I've started to like proper slow down on what I buy, and yeah, I've got some gigs coming up, and I've just got usual life things like work. This is boring life, but let me know what you guys have been up to in June, what your favorite makeup product has been, what you're looking forward to in July, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there. Thank you for sitting down and spending some time with me. I hope to see you soon. Bye.